Hello, my name is Amanda Cottle, and I am currently finishing up the Western Kentucky University LITE library program, and this is about my practicum experience. So first off, my practicum experience was at Bowen Elementary. Bowen is located in Stanton, Kentucky, which is eastern Kentucky, probably 3 or 4 hours from Western University. My librarian that I was placed with was Jennifer Francis. This is the school that I actually went to when I was a child. My mom teaches there, my mother-in-law teaches there, and now I teach there. And Jennifer was actually my librarian in school and is the one that really encouraged me to start this program, and it really started my love of reading at a young age when I was one of her students in elementary school. And so she has been super supportive, super helpful through this entire practicum experience, and she, a part of my professors and advisor, has really made this program an amazing experience. So the first few weeks, I started this program last July, and my first practicum hours started in August, but I'd already started collaborating with Jennifer beforehand. We really got to get in depth of how the library runs, what she does, how the library is organized, and kind of her way and her system of organizing books and new books, storage, her programs, her lessons, and everything in between. And so when we started this practicum experience in August, we were virtual. So it was only me and her collaborating, and it was only me and her getting library hours. So we had no students in the building at that time. So it was kind of difficult to kind of see how a regular school year would go, but we still made the best of it whenever we started the practicum. So like I said, we started in virtual learning using Google Classroom, and I helped Jennifer plan lessons. I would record her reading books, and then we would find activities that they could do at home that, didn't really need a whole lot of materials, just a piece of paper, a pencil, not a whole lot, or they could use the internet. We did this and we collaborated because we were required to report to the school, and so I would go in there, hours at a time to go over these lessons or however. Then we got into, I think it was September 5th is when students came back into the classroom, back into the school, and so here I am. I'm at the library desk, and she taught me how to use Follow It Destiny and to catalog, and we talked about cataloging and mark records. She taught me the system of checking in and checking out books. So if you can tell in the picture, we have a piece of plexiglass, because we needed a barrier that was required. We also were required to wear masks, but here in this picture, I don't have a mask on. It was just me, Jennifer, and a small group of students. And so on the right side, where it's not pictured, there was another thing of plexiglass, and that's where students checked in. So instead of students, like they used to, they would check in books and they would drop it down the little chute like you see at public libraries. So instead of doing that, she had the scanner on a stand that she made, and the students would slide the book underneath the scanner. They would check in, it would make a little click noise, and she would be standing there at the other computer here to the right. And when she seen it pop up on the screen that it was checked in, she would give a thumbs up, and then they would put the book on the cart that was in the last slide. Let me go back. Here's the cart. They put it on the cart. They would squirt hand sanitizer on their hand, and then they would go find a book in the library. And so then when they found their book, they would come up to the computer and plexiglass that we're at. There would be a table where they would do the same thing, where they would scan the book under the scanner where they're checking out. and then me or Jennifer would give them the thumbs up saying it's checked in, and then they would go back to their seats. So this actually was a faster way, and then she wouldn't have to go back at the end of the day to check in all the books that students had, put in the chute. So this was it was actually kind of a faster method. I know it was kind of aggravating because you were having to be social distance, and you couldn't really hear because sometimes she would have like a video playing, and you couldn't really hear the students. So that's kind of why she would do the thumbs up, saying that the book checked in or checked out. We really got to learn a lot about cataloging. She showed me a whole lot because she had recently received a grant, and she got to buy and purchase all kinds of new books. So in August, September, I helped her catalog those books into our system and then label each book. And so what I would do is on the front, after you open the front cover, there would be, I would put a little sticker, and I would type up what grade level it's on, the author, and how many points it's worth in Accelerated Reader. And also on the spine of the books would be, it has a star that we label, and it's either got like a gold star, a silver, red, green, and each one of those kind of shows the students on the shelf what grade level each book is on. And so kind of like the silver star is for like pre-primer or kindergarten level books. So, when the kindergarten group comes in, they know to look for a silver star book. It's just an easier way of showing the students, hey, this is kind of on your reading level, or hey, this is a little too advanced for me. Or for 5th grade, hey, this book might be, too easy for me. So then we did lesson planning. So she has taught at, she's been the librarian at Bowen Elementary for 17 years. So she kind of has the same kind of system that she's used for a long time. And she kind of showed me all the lessons that she did before COVID. So this year was kind of a challenge throughout the entire year. Like I said, we started out as Google Classroom learning, and we had our own lessons posted on there. She had a virtual classroom where the students had links to Accelerated Reader, Fall at Destiny, Sora books, and then the Kentucky Virtual Library where they could read books electronically since they didn't have access to the library for physical books. And so we returned to person in September. Like I said, we did lessons with the students, but we had to be distance, and all the students had to be spread out in the library. We couldn't really do hands-on activities that she's used to, so a lot of it was videos and listening to Miss Francis talk. Then in October, it was right after Halloween, we went back to virtual learning because our cases got so high. So we had to adjust and go back to the Google Classroom. And we were actually in the Google Classroom until about January, February, and we were allowed to have small groups in the building. And so these small groups were groups of 5 kids, 2 hours at a time, Monday through Thursday. And so during this time, I got hours in with students, and I would bring them in the library, and they were allowed to check in and out books. So this was, they were only at the school for 2 days a week for 2 hours at a time, but me and Miss Francis made sure that they were able to check in and check out books. We returned back in person in March, and I came right back from my maternity leave at a perfect time because they came right back. They were only in school 2 weeks when I came back. And so I got to go back in and observe during my plannings to catch up for lost time. So during my planning, I observed 5th grade students, so they were, more advanced lessons. We talked about digital citizenship, kind of like what we're talking about in LITE 508 right now. Just kind of like cyberbullying, because they're in 5th grade going on to middle school. Most of them have cell phones. A lot of them are going to be getting social media here if they've already not got it. So we really talked a lot about that at the end of the year, because when you do get into middle school, there is more cyberbullying, and they really needed to learn, the rights and wrongs of using the internet. So we really talked a lot about this at the end of the year. And then at the very end of the school year, we got out in the end of May, and then I helped Miss Francis, shelve and put all the books away for the year. Going back to the carts, she had these organized by day. We were supposed to quarantine books for 4 days, so on Monday she would get one cart out. At the end of the day, she would put it in her back where the storage is, and then the next day, on Tuesday, we would get another cart. So she had 4 carts alternating at all times. That was the worst headache of COVID, because these carts took up a lot of room. She did have these in her storage, but they were storing things, and for her to having to use these every day and then put the storage stuff away, it just really caused for a big mess. Also, during my experience, she is over STLP, Student Technology Leadership Program, at our school, and she really gets involved with STLP. She's an awesome leader of it. And she helps students, with technology programs. Our school actually won the website design for STLP in Kentucky. So she really works really hard with the students. So we did a lot of planning with STLP students as well. Also, she does a Bowen Buccaneer broadcasting in the mornings, and which is basically just, reminders of the day or for the week that the school has on. For example, like when Kona Ice is going on, when picture day is, when party day is, or if we have a program. And the students actually, she leads this, but the students actually put these together. Sadly, this year we weren't able to because of COVID, but we got to pull out old videos because they would do jokes and stuff, and the kids really enjoyed watching those Bowen Buccaneer broadcasting videos in the morning, which also has the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem, and then our Bowen Pledge that we do every day. And then sometimes she would show short clips, like if it was Groundhog Day, she might find a 2-minute clip about Groundhog Day, or sometimes it might be like a 2-minute video of a music, instrumental show. For example, she had the piano guys on there, them playing the piano. Just short little clips that don't take up much of the morning out of the teacher's day. And so it was really cool getting to work with that. I helped, we have students of the week, and so I would go and interview the students, video them, and then I would put it into the video, the Bowen Buccaneer broadcasting for the day, or take pictures of the students. So I did a lot of hands-on helping with that as well. Overall, this experience was wonderful. One, because of Jennifer Francis made it so great, but second of all, I had a great experience with my advisor. She was super duper helpful the entire time, always willing to help or answer me. Second of all, my professors have been wonderful to work with, and I've learned so much, and getting to have practicum experience, to seeing the things that I'm learning in these classes in person and doing it hands-on really, really helped me with the program. So I hope you've enjoyed my presentation, and I would definitely recommend the Western Kentucky University's LIT program to anyone that I know. Thank you.